Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, I have taken quite a bit of a break since casting game number 4, but we are going to be going into game number 5. It is the ace match between these two players. It's going to be our blue Protoss player first up in the top right side of the map, and down the bottom left side of the map it is going to be our red Terran player, aLive. And yeah, so far these guys have been having pretty epic games. It seems to be pretty much always nice, long, macro style games. A lot of bases taken out. I don't think we've seen a game so far but where they haven't got either a 4th or a 5th base. So really, really exciting. And both players have a very macro style sort of thing. I mean, some players, like Tasia, they love going for that sort of 15-minute heavy offensive sort of play to sort of cut off the end game sort of thing. And aLive sort of does that, but yeah, he loves getting his bases down as well. He loves getting very, very heavy macro as well, and he doesn't really commit as hard as I suppose Tasia would, but he still does pretty good. And yeah, he still knows how to do drops all over the place, and he knows how to macro as a Terran player. He knows how to do very, very heavy macro. But looks like he's actually going to be trying to cut off this this scout nice and early, not letting the probe in there. And the probe, he knows the probe timing by now. I mean, this is like the 5th game he's played against this guy, so he definitely knows those timings. And yeah, Protoss player meanwhile just getting a straight up gateway, getting a straight up assimilator and a pylon, and all fairly standard stuff. So not going to be many problems going on. You see, he actually partially built that, and then he just left it alone until he got the barracks up. So just making sure the scout didn't go through. And the probe, is he going to be switching over to hit the SCV? I don't think so. But there he goes now, and the SCV, beautiful, getting out the backside so he doesn't have to lower it down. And the Marine is just going to set everything up anyway. And here we go. That is the ubiquitous engineering bay coming down in the front of the Protoss player's base to stop that Nexus coming down. He's not going to finish it, he's just going to leave it like that, maximizing the health while still being able to cancel it. So really, really great job. And this is probably going to signal aLive going for his own expansion, because he loves blocking the Protoss expansion and then going for his own expansion at the same time. And you can see that first wasn't even bothering to really go out for that. He's doing a lot of single base play, getting a lot of stuff up, that nice early stalker. He knows already what aLive is probably planning on doing. He knows he needs to get some military units, so he's not even going to bother sending the probe out there to check. He already knows what's going to be over there. So the stalker going to come over, and this SCV is going to be toast, absolute toast. And the Mothership Gore just stealing that kill from the stalker, and the stalker's like, you son of a bitch. But regardless, they're going to have to both work together to take out this NG bay, because it is just so bulky. And the bar actually goes down to 0, it looks like, when they actually stop building it. So that's quite interesting. It's actually got a lot of stuff all over the place here. A couple of Marines just going all over the place. I don't know what they're really looking for, but I don't think they're finding whatever it is, unless they're not looking for Protoss, in which case I'm sure they're doing quite well. There we go. So the expansion coming down for first, and that's it's quite delayed by that NG bay going down. So very, very nice play from aLive getting that down, and only losing about, what would it be, like 25-30 minerals or something like that, having to cancel it. So yeah, pretty good play. I definitely like it quite a lot. And yeah, it's going to delay the Protoss expansion by quite a bit. So we will see, though. We will see how much of an impact this is going to make. Currently, aLive is behind on workers due to the chrono boost from first, but he is definitely going to catch up at this point, having his second base down before first has. So this is going to put him in a great position. Mothership Core doing a bit of scouting around. I'm actually a little bit surprised they don't try and hit workers a bit early on, because he could potentially hit a worker here, maybe, and still get away with just a bit of shield damage going on. So feel like he could. The Marine's sensing the Mothership Core over there, but over open air. The Marines have no ability to attack that. Yeah, very, very interesting. But Mothership Corps trying to go in. The Marines are not going to be fooled, and the Mothership Corps like, yeah, this is a bad place to be. I don't want to be here anymore. And she just gets way the hell out of there. I don't know if this is actually a she or a he. Maybe it's just a robot, in which case it's probably neither. But anyway, couple of Stalkers coming in here, getting shot quite a bit, but only losing shields, so that's pretty nice. And the Mothership Corps actually tweaking off this supply depot a little bit. So first, just sort of testing. And this was a bit too much of a test, because I don't know if he realized that the Marauders actually had the concussive shells yet, but he does realize it now. And yeah, he lost 2 Stalkers to those concussive shells, unfortunately. So not good at all, but the Observer coming in, and the Observer is going to be able to scout out as much as he needs to scout out. So that's going to be awesome. And yeah, aLive is actually going to go in here and try and do some stuff. Force fields? Maybe? Oh, there's some beautiful force fields here, just sort of letting him feed in a little bit, and that's going to be fine. And that's, I feel like that was just a warning force field. It's like, you know what, I could have split your entire army and wiped out half of them, but I chose not to. I just wiped out the single Marauder, just to let you know, if you come in here, you are going to get owned, so don't do it. And aLive's just like, yeah, you know what, I got the message, I'm not coming in there. I was just having a look, I was just coming by to say hi. And the Protoss like, yeah, sure you were, mate, sure you were. And there we go. So first is looking a little bit behind there, but he's looking alright now. I suppose when you see a huge amount of Triple M coming over, and aLive, not quite learning his lesson about the force fields, is going to send a very decent amount of Triple M over there. He's hoping to intercept a 3rd base, maybe, perhaps, but he's not going to, so he might be a little bit disappointed there. And well, this one Marine going to go and have a bit of a scout out. Doesn't see anything, so that's fine. And this is probably going to enable maybe aLive to go after his own 3rd base at this point, which would not be a bad idea. He's definitely got the minerals for it, though he's building other stuff at the moment. And here we go. First, he's got to make sure that he doesn't get too far out of the base. He needs to be able to split these forces up on the ramp. But he's starting to get a decent amount of use. And there we go, the stim coming in. Most of them managing to get through. But the Nexus overcharge is going to wipe out quite a lot of them. You can see a lot of dead bodies all over the place here. So he stimmed in and he thought, oh, I'll get some stuff done. And he did get that Immortal dead. I feel like he's killed 2 Immortals. He might have actually stimmed and wiped out 2 Immortals there. So a bit of a nice attack. But overall, he was still rejected quite soundly. And the question is he actually trying to take this out, or is this just a play to help his 3rd base get out a bit earlier than the Protosses? Because we saw this previous game, he really put pressure on first to delay not only his natural but also his 3rd base, and it really worked out well for him in the end. He just got a better army overall. Maybe that was the 3rd game and he lost that game, so I don't know, I can't quite remember, but regardless, he's not looking too strong at the moment, unfortunately. Looking a little bit like he's getting manhandled by the Protoss player, but yeah, that's fine, he's got his 3rd base up a lot quicker. It's just now being finished constructing, and if we have a look at the workers, he's actually 5 ahead. So if he manages to keep delaying the 3rd base from the Protoss, and I feel like he definitely is delaying it right now. I feel like at the 12.5 minute mark, First definitely wants a 3rd base at this point. But yeah, look at these dropships just shooting out over there. They've got a bunch of awesome units in there. And these Stalkers going to go up. This force going to try and hit these Stalkers, maybe. He's just trying to create a map presence in this part of the map. In this part of the map, right in front of this ramp, he's trying to create a map presence to sort of say, hey, you know what? If you want to move out and get a 3rd base, it's not going to happen because this is my turf. And there we go. The probe coming out, going for the 3rd base, and he's going to protect it over here. The Marine is in a great position to knock it back for half a second, but that Marine will die quite quickly and didn't really slow down anything. But that's fine. He's already got the 3rd base with an orbital over there, and now aLive can really start getting stuck into his economy, producing 3 SCVs at once as opposed to the 2 for first, and he's already 9 workers ahead, so this is definitely going to allow him to do some good stuff in this game. And first has not been going top heavy at all. He's been going for a lot of low cost units with some immortals mixed in for a nice bit of anti-marauder forces, and he's looking quite strong in this game. I mean, by definition, Triple M is never top heavy. It's always Marines, Marauders, so it's a very low cost, high capacity army, and you can get it very early in the game. And a lot of Protoss players, they have a very top heavy army, so they go for Colossus really fast and High Templars really fast. But he's got a very solid low cost army with all these Zealots and Stalkers, and he still managed to get up the High Templars. He does actually have Storms, so I gotta say, really nice job by First in this game. I am very impressed with the amount of army units he's able to get out, as well as having the High Templar. So I think he's in a really good position to take this game. Even with the economy down, he's in a really good position, simply because he's got the High Templars out and he's not slacking off on the army. The upgrades might be another thing though. I mean, aLive has 1-1, and First has 2 armor, and he's just now getting 1 weapon, so his upgrades have definitely not slacked behind at all, and he's doing really well. I feel like he's got about even with aLive, and the High Templars are going to give him that little edge that he needs to really wipe these units out. He's already got Zealot Legs as well, which I really like. So he's got his shit together in this game. He really has. So I mean, aLive he's got the standard stuff going on. He's got the ghosts out as he needs. But as we've seen from previous games, I mean, First's use of High Templars is just constantly catches aLive by surprise. And look at this High Templar, just choosing not to storm. Instead, he feedbacks 2 ghosts, just boom, and both of them die. I'm sure we would have feedbacked more if you could see it, but I mean, what is he going to have, like half a second or something like that to notice those guys? Very scary. I mean, if we have a look here, let's just see how much time he really has. The High Templars going out there, or taking out the Medivacs. What an awesome play. But the Ghost just hitting it on the edge, and that scan is really helpful for taking out the High Templars. I cannot overestimate how crucial that scan is for taking out the High Templars. You can see they had no idea about the High Templars here because they didn't scan over here. Feedback's coming down, this Ghost barely surviving, but a lot of High Templar going down as well. And this Archon's just, yeah, look at the snipes, man. You can even snipe from down there all the way over to there, even when it's on the high ground, all because of that scan. It's absolutely beautiful. And the High Templars getting an EMP down on them, so that's not huge, but it's not bad either. And these Ghosts, they're just sort of sitting back and having a brewski, waiting for some more High Templars to come out, and they're like, hey dude, did you see me kill that High Templar, man? Yeah, I was totally sick, man. So these guys very happy with themselves, and they're totally not thinking about all the other Ghosts that have been feedback so far, and just got completely owned. There we go, the High Templar is on the side. This force is going to hit him, but the main force was getting in the way. And the High Templars, I mean, they've been doing a bit of feedbacks, but we haven't really seen any critical storms so far. What have we got going on here, though? Just the general run-of-the-mill Zealots going in there and hitting a whole lot of stuff. So that is going to be awesome. Meanwhile, main army coming in here. Marauders doing an advanced attack. These guys thinking about going into the third. The main army is all over there, and the Ghost doing a really nice job at getting the High Templars, actually. A lot of High Templars going down, but a lot more coming out here, and the storms are going down. That is massive storms, and the Archon right there is going to be able to finish off a lot of those guys. But continuous storms, and First has been getting off the best storms I have ever seen. So it's just center mass, beautiful stuff, and with Archons to finish everything off is just so good. So that was definitely a major victory by First there, and it was mostly due to those beautiful storms. So, I mean, aLive, you can snipe off 1,000,000 High Templars, but if the 1,001st High Templar storms your entire army, then your army will still die. So you've got to be 100% on top every single second of the game. And at the end, I think he must have run out of ghosts at that point. His army was too far away from home. He ran out of ghosts, and the rest of the army just could not deal with the High Templars. They all went down, and now First is going to push it. He does have quite a bit of army. Let's actually look at this. I don't really look. Actually, shit, look at that. 41 workers lost compared to one probe. I'm trying to... I think this may have replaced the other units, because there was a units lost tab, and it had army, and then it had thingamybobs, workers, and I feel like this maybe replaced it, but this is still good. I mean, this is still quite good, especially for the workers. Oh, you lucky son of a bitch. Look at that guy, man. He is so awesome. And yeah, so 42 versus 1. And if we have a look at the income, yeah, that tells the entire story, man. So there's Zealot getting in there, doing a ton of damage. He's never really moved his main army in and just started wiping stuff out. So I feel like that was all Zealots just taking out all those workers. Maybe there was a Warp Prism dropping down a High Templar at some point. It might have been this Warp Prism. But just really, really nice. He's actually got the Marines over here. Just because he is so worried about those damn drops all over the place. There we go. He's going to try and drop. But the Marines, oh, then they're not going to be happy. The Warp Prism managing to get away. And the main army just... ugh, absolutely demolishing those Zealots. But they almost got another worker. So, almost got another worker. So, well, these things happen. And yeah, this factory is almost certainly just going to get blown out of the sky. He's thinking about a 4th base right now, but yeah, First already has his 4th base down, so very nice for him. And yeah, I don't know, but I think we may be getting close to the end of it. I don't know. I really don't know, because aLive is still looking like he's got a very decent amount, but First, he's just got so much more army. He's got 40 more army. And he's got 30 more workers. So I feel like First, it may not get finished off. Look at these freaking High Templar. He just puts them in every single nook and cranny. And whenever you're not looking, it's just like, hey, surprise. It's a birthday surprise, which you were definitely not expecting, and you definitely did not want. It's like getting used socks for your birthday or something like that. That's what these bloody High Templars are like. And yeah, I mean, he's just leaving this one there. There's no possible reason for this one being there other than just to flank the army when they weren't paying attention. So yeah, really, really annoying, I gotta say. Really, really annoying. And here we go. He's going in for the flank. I don't know if he knew that scan was coming down, but here he goes. And the Ghost out in the front. Didn't manage to see it. Got a nice EMP down on it. So managed to save their asses in that particular point. But I don't know. Can they scout all of the High Templar? That is the question. Some more nice EMPs going down. And yeah, the EMP, if he's at full energy, it doesn't actually suck all of his energy. He's still got about 70 left over. And yeah, let's have a look at EMP. 100 damage shield. So if they got 200, they can still do a full storm even after they get EMP'd, which is quite nice. And aLive coming out there is like, alright, I got the High Templar problem handled. And then he sees 4 Colossus and he's like, well, fuck. Because he had no Vikings at all, man. Absolutely none. He's building 2 now, but it's just way too late. He did not see the Colossus coming at all. And he just had to GG this. So really, really great play there by First. A little bit ahead of the curve. And really, really nice stuff. So congratulations to him. He will be moving into the semi-finals. And he will be playing against either xhaidong or Naniwa. And I don't know who it's going to be because I haven't cast those games yet, but I assure you that all those replays are actually in the pack, so we'll definitely be casting those sometime soon. And yeah, there we go. Thank you very much for watching this game. Congratulations to First. It is the first time we've seen him play in these series of games, and he's been quite impressive, but so has aLive. I mean, both of these players, quite impressive. And we've got a couple more players that we haven't really seen too much. Naniwa in this tournament, we haven't really cast a lot of him, just a couple of random games. Rain, a couple of random games as well, but not seen a lot of him. And Bomber and Scarlet. We haven't really cast, I haven't cast any games at all of Bomber. Scarlet, a couple of games here and there, mainly in Daily Masters. And yeah, so we're going to get to see all of those guys and girls in a lot more detail in the upcoming tournament, and that is going to be freaking awesome. So always love seeing new players because you never know, man. It's just awesome. I didn't know who Stardust was, and then I cast DreamHack Valencia, DreamHack Open Summer, and I'm like, yeah, I love Stardust. I absolutely love him. So there we go. Moving on, and I don't know, man. It's probably going to be Jaedong versus Tasia in the finals, man. It always ends up like Jaedong versus somebody or Tasia versus somebody. I don't know. They're just insane. But anyway, moving on. Thank you very much for watching this game. I'll catch you guys later. This has been Hairy Muppet.